215-592-9494. That is the phone number to participate. And I've been thinking a lot about this team in the 2022 season, the 2023 season, the 24 season, how this compares to them, how this differs from them, how this could look totally different 1 year from now with JT, Ranger, Kyle, all of them still being up in the air with contracts. This is the year. This is their best chance to get it done. This is the season. On paper, it may say something different. You know, I think with Wheeler and in years past, there were stronger squads on paper. But guess what? In '08, that wasn't the strongest pitching staff we had, and that was the year they executed. It's just about chemistry. It's about the mindset. It's about everything aligning. And I personally believe that this is the Phillies' best chance to win it all. Do you agree? 215-592-9494. And I'll give you an analogy. It's like planting a garden. In past years, maybe they had richer soil. Maybe they had better seeds. But the weather wasn't right. This year, there may be less seeds. Okay, maybe not as rich soil. But it's lining up for a perfect harvest with the weather properly aligning. And that's where I think we are. Look, you don't have Wheels. You don't have Alvarado. Nola's been non-existent. Nick Castellanos has been removed to a platoon player. He's a part-timer. Your bullpen is kind of a little shaky-ish. I mean, I like Duran, obviously. David Robertson coming out of nowhere is nice. I do wonder what it's going to look like with 3-4 postseason appearances under his belt. I do wonder about the wear and tear of playoff ball with someone at that age and when he got picked up and whatnot. But, you know, Strom's Kirkering's the bullpen sort of is what it is. I felt better about other bullpens, to be honest with you, even though Duran's probably the scariest guy we've had. He's also leaking oil a little bit. My point is this. I still feel with that happening, this is it. And I think it's because they understand the moment. They understand the timing. They went through their ups and downs. They had their bad times. The NLDS last season, I mean, that was a punch below the belt. That was a punch that hurt. I mean, that hurt. And you got to get up from that. And sometimes that builds character. And that's what you need to give you that extra oomph to finish the job and get to the promised land. Do you believe that this is the Phillies' best chance to get it done? The contracts of JT, Kyle, and Ranger, they're big question marks. They've had better teams, personally, I believe, in other years. They've had good cracks at it. Now is the time to make it happen. 215-592-9494. Would love to hear from you tonight. And we are about to listen to JT Realmuto, who met with the media earlier today, and he expressed what's different from this year compared to last.
I do know that the rest has been good for myself and I'm sure others. And as far as what we have to do differently, we just have to play better. I think last year there was too much made about the days off situation. I just think, honestly, we weren't playing good baseball going into the postseason. So I don't necessarily think it was the days off that slowed us down. I think this year we've been playing better baseball the last few weeks than we were at this point last year. So we just have to continue what we're doing. And, it's going to be important the first game here to have a spark and get us going in the right direction and try to carry that momentum through the series.
I agree so much about the way they were playing when the season ended. Look, they did what they did last year. They finished with a high win total. They fell flat on their face. But for a large portion of the season, after they started out well, it wasn't strong baseball. You were a mediocre club. There wasn't anything really to sink your teeth in. It was just, hey, they did great things prior to London, but as soon as you got back to the States and once you started getting back to, your normalcy, you were just there. You were just but this team is locked in. They got game changers at the deadline like Bader. They have Trey Turner, and we don't know what version of Trey, but if we get the great Trey, that's a Trey Turner that they've never had before, which can kickstart the top of the lineup in a way that they haven't had before. They've had Kyle, and they did a lot of winning with Kyle. But Trey leading off, I was listening a bit to, the afternoon show as I was driving in and preparing, and McCarthy was on, and he was saying, listen, look at what you can do with Kyle and Bryce when you can slot a Trey at the leadoff position, and he can create chaos the way that he does on the bases. It changes everything, and it does. And that gives them a different vibe and a different sort of a kick. It does. Gives them some fire. It gives them some flair. It gives them a unique personality. And it changes the game. And that's an element that I think really drives them this season. And they've put it all together. And they've been scorching to end the year, playing with a purpose, playing with urgency, knowing what is staring at them in the face. And I just believe in them now. I do. And it took me a long time to get here. It took me basically all year until September. Once I saw them flip the switch and them handle the adversity of not having Zach Wheeler, handling the adversity of Trey Turner going down, Bader stepping in and being a star for you, Brandon Marsh from Lehigh Valley, when you think, oh, him and Stubbs, and all right, get rid of these social media posts, Lehigh Valley. I don't want to see that crap anymore. Then he plays like a star for you for a good portion of the season. Things are aligning. And how they played in September, pursuing the championship, with that being their philosophy, man, this is the best year and their best chance to make it happen. 215-592-9494. Let's talk to the beautiful people as we continue the rally, right? The Red October rally at Stateside Live. Awesome to hear all the guests all day long. I'm going to continue it right here with my energy until 10 p.m. with you. Let's go to Rick in Glen Mills. What's going on, Rick?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Great. You're so emphatic and so happy. I hate to be a negative, but where are we going to get a right-handed pitcher?
Why do we need one?
Well, because they're going to put right-handed batters in the entire lineup, and we're playing against probably, let's not argue about it, the best team. The best team in baseball.
Well, haven't the Dodgers been the best team in baseball over the last, 30 years, and they finally got their real championship 1 year ago? So they've always had great teams, and they don't always win the championship. They lose in the playoffs.
I understand that's your position, but...
Well, that's not my position. It's facts.
I've been a Phillies fan for years, and I've seen greatness, and I've seen failure, especially the last couple of years. The matter is, you got to get the bat on the ball. You got to hit the ball.
Well, that's a totally different argument than what you called in about, which is the right-handed pitcher. So okay. You think they don't have a right-handed pitcher, that's going to be their failure, and you think they stink at hitting, and that's going to be their failure. So what are they good at, Rick?
Well,
I'm just asking a serious question. What are they good at? They can't hit, and they don't have a right-handed pitcher. So how have they accomplished what they've accomplished all year long in your eyes?
They are plucky. They are able to win when they shouldn't win. They're supposed to win.
That's how you define this team? God bless you, Rick. I'm sorry. God bless you. That's just not the energy I'm looking for today. I'm sorry. I can't define this Phillies team as, what did he call them? Clunky?
Plucky.
Oh, plucky?
Yep, that's it.
I don't even know what that word means.
They're a plucky team.
What is that? What is that? They're a P-L-U-N, plunky?
No, plucky.
I've never heard this word in my life.
P-L-U-C-K-Y.
Okay, I'm going to give you the definition. Having or showing determined courage in the well, if they're a plucky team, Rick, then they're gonna win.
Oh, we're back.
If they're plucky, they're gonna win. Having or showing determined courage in the face of difficulties.
Oh yeah.
I mean, then we're good to go.
This is the pluckiest team of all teams.
Ay, ay, ay. All right, Ron in Williamstown. What's up, Ron?
Bro, bring the Dodgers on. What is he talking about? This team looked at the Arizona Diamondbacks 2 years ago, and we got our asses kicked. Last year, we fell on our faces. If this team didn't see 31,000 fans come out to a practice last week and understand what it means, and they know it, we are the team to beat this year. I want the Dodgers. Bring them on. They don't have anything for us. I want Milwaukee, the best team in baseball after that. Bring them on. Let's take it. And then I want the Blue Jays in the World Series, and I want retribution for 93. This team knows how to play baseball. They know how to pitch. They know how to hit timely. Our back end of our lineup has been killing it. Way better than anybody in baseball. Nobody is beating us. We are winning the World Series this year. We are going to beat the hell out of Denver this year, and we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Philadelphia is going to be the dynasty that everybody else has been saying we could never be. How do you like us now?
Wow.
Bring on the Flyers, bro, and let's start getting them going.
I love it. Ron, thank you so much. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm with you, though. The bottom of the lineup has been tremendous. Bryson Stott, who has struggled for a bit, he gets slotted down towards the back end. Now he's working at bats. His glove is already what it is. He flashes the leather. You saw Jazz, all right, in these Yankee games, and he was making inning-saving plays with his glove. Maybe not the best throws to either second base or first base, and I think Stott would, but you see the difference that makes in these crucial games. You have that on top of him bringing life to the bottom of the order. At this point, Harrison Bader, who's been hitting for the top of your order, he may be batting like 6th now, 5th. That just lengthens everything out. Harrison Bader, who has been a force, who was getting the most at-bats in these games, is now, with Trey Turner coming back, maybe batting 5th or 6th. Do you realize how much that strikes fear when you think of a pitcher having to go through that? And then you finally get to the bottom of the lineup and hear Stott working a 15-pitch at bat before the lineup turns over and it's Trey, Kyle, Bryce again? I mean, it's sickening what they can do when they bring that to the table on a night-to-night basis. Come on! 215-592-9494. Do you think this is the Phillies' best chance to do it? I really do. I do. I think all these failures that we keep referencing, you think of Arizona, and I thought they could have beat the Rangers that year. I really did. And it would have been an epic series. I think it would have went 6. It would have went 7. It would have been a dogfight. But I do believe the Phillies were the best team that year. You have that. You have losing to Houston in 22, and sometimes you tip your cap to the other team being better, but you also got to maximize the moments of getting there, even if you are the less experienced team and maybe the lesser team, which they were that season when you look at Houston. Sometimes you got to maximize those moments because you never know when you're going to get back there. So that pain still hits. All these painful losses and these brutal postseason exits. And then last year with the cherry on top, your division, right? The Mets suck. The Mets suck. That Cincinnati Reds team made it in over the Mets. The Mets suck. And they beat you down last season to end your playoff life after winning the NLDS. All of that pain, I think, has been bottled up with this crew for so long that it's time to what do they say, exercise the demons? I'm on a roll. Let's go to Joe in Ben Salem. What's up, Joe?
What's up, Brodes?
What's going on?
This team has it. They're plucky. They're going to win the championship.
They are plucky. I don't know what I'm going to do with this plucky thing, but we're expanding it into obnoxiousness all throughout the night.
But honestly, this team has it. They've failed so many years in the past. They know that this is the last run of this team. They're just going to do it this year. And they're
I
gonna
know.
ride off
I
in the
feel this.
sunset this core.
I feel the same way. I keep going back to it's chemistry, right? It's just there's something about this team where I think it's all aligning. It may not be the best version of Phillies baseball since 2022. Maybe there was a team that had a little bit more for whatever, but there's just something about this group where it's coming together and molding as one. And sometimes it's not the greatest talent, right? Maybe the Dodgers have more talent. Well, the Dodgers have had more talent than everybody for the last 50 years. And they won a 2020 shortened season, and then they won a most recent one. But other than that, they failed with the most talent. It's not about the most talent. It's about the team with the right attitude, the right swag, the right, everything. And this Phillies team seems to have the right everything in my eyes.
Exactly. To end it really pretty much, it's just this team is plucky, and they're going to win. Have a good night, Brodes.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate the call. I got another analogy for you. I'm going to do 2 analogies in the opening segment. I mean, tell me that I'm not prepared for this show. How about this analogy? This is off the dome here, all right? School projects. Put yourself back in college where you had to do a presentation, a group presentation, and you got 3 other people. So it's 4 to a group. You could have the 4 sharpest minds and the smartest classmates go up there and present. Boring, dry, not much chemistry, but they got the facts right. I don't get the facts right. Or you can have a good mix of the class clown with one smart person, with someone who's kind of in the middle, and then you just have someone else. But there's just something about their energy when they're up there presenting, where it may not be as hard-hitting with the facts as the smart, dull group. But you got the right 4 people up there. Good humor, good joke. This person's describing it well. That person's doing their role. It just works. And sitting through that presentation, the flow was better. The style was better. The swag was better. And, you may not got the same facts, but it hit different. And it just molded as one. That's this baseball. It doesn't need to be the best on paper. It needs to be the best mesh. This team, I think, might have the best mesh. Luke, how'd I do?
I can see that.
Okay.
I can see that. Yeah.
I can see that. That answer to me screamed it was awful, and you're trying to make me feel better.
No. Because I can see it. Because you got guys, like your Harpers and your Schwarbers that are the quiet guys, and they're going to show up and they're going to do their thing. Then you got the young guys who got a little more charisma. Like you got Bader, who just oozes charisma and personality and that feistiness. Then you got Castellanos, a little bit of a weirder dude, kind of laid back. You got JT, who's like your rock. JT is the rock of the whole operation. He's just making sure everyone's fine, making sure everyone's all together. Then you got the bullpen with Duran. He's another fiery guy coming out, the showman, not to steal Harper's nickname, one of his 50 nicknames, I think. Then you got Christopher Sanchez and Ranger. They're guys who are going to calm it down as well. They're kind of like your rocks. It's a good mix of guys. Everyone's a little bit different. You got your flashiness and your young guys and your baiters. You got your rocks in some of your starters and JT. And then you got the guys that are going to carry the load for you. The guys that you look to, the leaders of this group project that are going to organize everything and really present it and break it all down, like Harper and Schwarber and maybe Trey Turner, we'll see. So I do agree with that. It's a good mix of guys where on paper, you look at the Dodgers and it's like, oh, well, they have the smartest kids in the class. They got the most expensive kids in the class. They went out and paid for this entire class.
They're the most expensive class. What does that mean?
They're paying these guys $700 million to be in their class. They're $700 million scholarships.
Paying to own people. But I got you.
They're bringing them in. So they're bringing them in, and they have, on paper, it's like, oh, they got Ohtani, they got Freeman, they got Betts, they got Teoscar Hernandez, they got Snell, they got all these guys. And yeah, but then you got the Phillies, the plucky little Phillies. You got to look out for them.
I got to tell you what, I think we can get to Ohtani. And I didn't feel this way until about 1 hour ago. Bob Nightingale actually almost 2 hours ago at 4:35 p.m., checking the timestamp. Shohei Ohtani says he'll be a little nervous but excited about making his first pitching performance in the postseason Saturday versus the Phillies. A little nervous. Oh, man. This isn't some random little San Diego game on a Saturday night at Petco Park. This place is going to be so intense, he's going to forget that he needs to breathe. I mean, he's going to be on that mound overwhelmed with 40+ thousand people breathing down his neck. He's a little nervous. Oh man, it's the third. Your game's not until the fourth. You're nervous already? Oh, dude, once that just starts sinking into your bloodstream, you don't have any idea what it's going to be like here. It's going to be chaos. And once it starts, if this Phillies team gets going a little bit, gives you some early runs, and boom, Sanchez has the changeup rocking. I mean, I always said big moment players step up in big moments, and they don't normally get overwhelmed. You know, I'm a little nervous. Just say that opens the door. I don't think he understands. You give us a little something like that.
No, he doesn't understand at all.
We're
I
ready
can't
to pounce.
believe he said this.
I'm a little nervous,
I can't believe he said that he was nervous. That is shocking to me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go, baby.
It's not even like he's trying to say something like Strider when he was talking about how he'd rather it be quiet pitching, and that kind of eggs on the Phillies fans. You just give us anything. We're like Michael Jordan, just making stuff up in our heads to get an edge. You give us an inch, anything. Anyone at the game tomorrow is going to lose their minds when he's on the mound.
Here's more. Oh, this just goes back to mentality, maybe what he's trying to get accomplished this game. Quote, my intention as a starting pitcher is to go 5-6 innings. If the coaching staff thinks that'll be somewhat, hold on, that sentence is not English. And if the coaching staff thinks that, I'll be somewhat, this isn't English. The transcript's all out of whack.
Got it.
The point I'm trying to make is, as I'm getting flustered, 5 or 6 innings. I mean, your mentality is 5 or 6 innings. Oh, game one big. Game one big for the Fightins. Let me tell you, we got Shohei already thinking 5 might be good. I might go 5. 5? I know Sanchez is preparing, looking in the mirror, thinking, you see that kid that went out for New York? What do you go, 8 with a possible complete game shutty? I'm doing that. You got Shohei saying, I'm scared, shaking in my boots. And by the way, 5, that might be all right. I mean, loser attitude heading into game one. It screams Fightins. 215-592-9494. Do you think this is the Phillies' best chance to get it done? I want to hear from you. I want to hear the fire. I want to hear the energy. 215-592-9494. Coming up next, your phone calls and more from JT Realmuto. How does he view Phillies Dodgers with an early playoff matchup hitting us here? I mean, these are some big-time franchises that you would expect to meet later. How's he feel about an NLDS matchup? It's Brodes. We are just getting started right here on 94 WIP. We're getting juiced up. Do you think this is the Phillies' best chance to win it all? That's the question. I just think it is. I really do. I think all the past failures has really blossomed them into this killer that they need to be. I think they had to go through those difficult times to finally get to this mental state. And a previous caller brought up maybe them looking around during that inter-squad game, seeing 31,000. It just means different. It just means different here. It does. It's a different world. It's a different attitude. It's a different mentality. It's time. Now is the time. And then when you project ahead with question marks, Kyle, JT, Ranger, and they may keep Kyle. They may look at JT. They may bring some guys back, and they probably will. But that's still an unknown. So when I look at the right now, I believe this is their best crack at it. And there's some key components to this. And when you look at this matchup, there are so many things to highlight. And one being, you got to get to this bullpen. You got to work strong at-bats. It doesn't mean you don't be aggressive. You got to be selective. And sometimes when you are aggressively selective, it's early in the AB, and I could swallow that sometimes. Trust me. But what I can't have is the stupidity when they start chasing, when they start trying to do too much, when they're looking for the home run ball. They swing out of their shoes. They got to be that right mix of aggressive when warranted, but work strong at bats and get to this pen because you can kill this bullpen. Legitimately kill this bullpen. And something else to note, if you're Dave Roberts, and we're going to listen to what Dave Roberts had to say about anybody who they face, they feel good about, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Shut up. But anyway, Kyle's ability to hit lefties, I just wonder how they are going to attack Kyle with their bullpen. They're already broken bullpen. Their bullpen that we can crush. Their bullpen that we can strangle. You don't have the ability to favor a lefty in that pocket when Kyle Schwarber does what he does. So this bullpen narrative is real. And there is a serious way to maximize that if you're the Titans.
You know who could be the one to face Schwarber and Harper out of the bullpen for the Dodgers?
Hit me.
Clayton Kershaw.
That's right. I saw that earlier. Coming out of the pen.
That would be insane.
I'll take my chances.
I would too.
I'll take my chances.
I 100% would.
Listen, powerful name, but there's a reason why he's coming out of the pen, right? Because if he was still the Clayton Kershaw, that man's taking the ball game one and he's the ace. Although they had to play the Reds. But you get my point. He'd be the guy. Okay. I respect your career. I respect Kyle's career, too. I respect Kyle's MVP 50-plus bombs, too. I respect Kyle almost chasing down Ryan Howard, too. I respect his lefty bombs all year, too. You know, so take that and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. All right, here is Dave Roberts on not being afraid of anybody.
I think we can win it all. I think we're equipped to do that. We certainly have the pedigree. We certainly have the hunger. We're playing great baseball. And in all honesty, I don't care who we play. I just want to, be the last team standing. Very talented ball club. It's going to be a fun environment. I think we match up really well with those guys. They're going to run a bunch of left-handers at us. Talented all throughout the lineup. They got Trey back, so it's going to be a fun series.
If I'm Rob Thompson, I'm taking that first bite and I'm playing it over and over and over again. You may think that's silly. You may think it's not needed. Or no. In pro sports, I don't know if anyone paid attention to college football. Lane Kiffin was tweeting out all kinds of stuff after his big win over the weekend from what other coaches are saying. The tiniest little statements that are made publicly in pro sports, in high college football programs, you take it, you bite into it, you make it a big deal, you emphasize it, and you find a way to let it fuel you. That's what you do. Okay, you think your team's it? Okay. You don't care who's in your way? Okay. All right. Yeah. The disrespect to this lineup. Like, I would find a way to manipulate it so many different ways and make it a bigger deal than it is, even though he did say some things that kind of made my toes curl, and I wanted to hit him with a 1-2 in the chin. I want to hit him with a nice little jab and an uppercut and get him right in the chin. So I didn't like the tone there. It kind of pissed me off. I'd make it a big deal. I'd bite into it. But that's just me. That's just me. Let's get to the phones. Kenny in Huntington Valley, you're on WIP. What's up, Kenny?
Yo, Brodes, what's going on? Happy Red October, baby.
Well, happy Red October to you as well, my friend.
Awesome. So I told Luke earlier, I love listening to you guys. I'm a first-time, long-time, so I really appreciate you taking my call and keep crushing, man.
Well, thank you so much.
Of course. I just wanted to make a couple points. You reminded me. First off, in Dave Roberts' press conference, he said fun environment. I don't think he knows what the word fun is, but he's definitely not Plinky, if you know what I'm Pucky, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I totally understand. They're going to be overwhelmed, man. I'm sure they think you're the big bad Dodgers and nothing's going to faze them. But seriously, when you're swarmed by what they are going to experience, I don't care what type of human you are, it's going to overpower you. And I think they're going to be overpowered by the obnoxiousness. I really do.
And I'm going to add on to that with Clayton Kershaw. You should actually look up his postseason numbers. They're definitely favor if you look at the numbers, and like the Phillies should pounce on him, but historically not a great postseason pitcher. So get him in the pen. I'm cool with that. And another thing is, out of the three people in the Dodgers lineup, who scares you the most in your opinion? Just name me three batters.
Well, Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie, maybe? Just off the top of my head. I don't know. Am I missing an obvious one?
Yeah. Two of them are lefties, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and historically, lefties on lefties in the playoffs, I think I like our chances with the 3 lefties. I'm cool with Nola going in, but to get him some game experience. But get those 3-headed monsters out, man. They're not going to be able to hit anything if they see those lefties. Especially that changeup that you're talking about. Woo! Could be a day.
You know what cracks me up, Kenny? I know it's easy to sit on the couch and scream, "What are you doing, you idiot?" You know what I mean? But sometimes I look at these batters that face Sanchez, and I think to myself, sit changeup. You dope. Sit changeup. As if me sitting on my couch eating chips and drinking a beer. Here I am. But it's like, it's so nasty. And it's such a killer pitch that if you think it's coming and you prepare yourself for it, you think maybe they could do something with it. But he's that nasty. It don't matter. I mean, the guy's going to strike out everybody on the changeup. It is so sickening. It's unbelievable. I can't wait to see it 50 billion times this series.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, we're just sports fans. What do we know? We're not good.
Yeah, we know nothing. We know nothing. We sit here on the radio and scream at professional. Thanks, Kenny. I appreciate the call. We know nothing. We're dumb. What do you do? What are you gonna do? That's what we do.
We know nothing.
We know nothing.
The thing with
we know nothing.
The thing with Sanchez's changeup, I feel like this happened against the Mets when they played here, like when we swept them, not when we got swept up there.
Yeah, please.
I feel like they were trying to sit changeup, and they couldn't pick it up. Because there were times they were just sitting change him, and you could tell that he throws that sinker, and it's like 95, 96. It's JT's mitt, and then they swing. Like, they were so late on some of the fastballs, and it was so obvious they were just trying to sit changeup. And then when they were sitting changeup and tried to hit it, it just dropped, and it was weak contact. So it's like, even if teams try to do that, I feel like batters just get into their own heads some of these times.
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. Because you're probably so focused on, it's there, it's coming.
You can't lay off the pitch that's right down the middle.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, that's the whole mental part of the game, and that's why the person screaming from the couch, we are.
You're a genius. Yeah. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
All jokes aside, though, there are 2 other areas to watch. So we mentioned the bullpen, right? And here's something from the Phillies side. The base running needs to be smooth, right? We've seen a lot of times them run themselves out of potential really strong innings where they can maybe put up 2, 3 crooked numbers, but instead they get caught in a stupid, silly rundown in between second and third, and now the lead runner's gone, and then the inning completely falls apart from there, right? So we need crisp, smart base running. And it's an obvious one, but I saw the Red Sox sort of really let one slip yesterday with the defense. And we got to make sure we're clean, we're crisp. The details in that respect is all there. We can't have, and I love Trey. I'm not ripping Trey. You heard that? I said I love Trey. I've been harsh on him a lot. I do appreciate Trey this year. We need the really good, strong defender Trey that we've gotten for a good portion of this season. It's in there. We need that, right? We need Bohm over at third base coming off of the IR. We need a really good Bohm over at third base. Stott brings it every day, most likely defensively, so I don't have too many worries about that. But these are the type of things that we got to make sure we iron out, and it's clean. It's very clean. You can't give other teams, especially the Dodgers, extra outs. You give them extra outs, they're going to make you pay. So that's just something from the Phillies side that I got to make sure is where it needs to be.